Hey there, this is going to be a really quick little video about hostess coaching for our team call tonight, and I thought it would be fun to share my screen. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's see what happens here. Okay, got my screen. Let's see. Here's my screen. Actually, I want to share that part. I don't know that it matters. Yay, it's there. Okay. All right. Well, what I want to do is I'm going to go through these 5 different tips about how to have a successful party. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing a Facebook party or whether you're doing a squee party or whether you're doing a real party. Either way, these tips will work. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over with y'all tonight. Hopefully you can see me pretty good. It looks a little dark, but I guess it's okay. Okay. Anyway, tip number 1 is remembering that the hostess it's all about the hostess. And I think that's the really cool part. If you get to make relationships with your hostess, it's amazing. They become your best friends, and it's just all about them. And they book with you over and over and over again, or they purchase with you over and over and over again. So building that relationship, there's several different ways. One of the number 1 things that I do right away, send a thank you note in the mail. We don't get thanked enough as moms, so I think that's really important. I also encourage them to meet me for coffee or soda if we can work it out in my schedule and their schedule, just because I'm face-to-face. I like to really get their needs, and I feel like that if I treat them to coffee or a soda, they're going to do more with the party. So, and help me out too, but also they're going to be more excited. And they're also not going to cancel on me because they feel like I'm committed to them. It's real easy to get someone to cancel if they're not your friend. But if they become your friend and they're nice to you, then they really don't want to cancel. So let's see. We did that. Tip number 2 is helping her set a goal. Getting her to talk about her wish list. I think that's one of the most important things. What does she really want? And these are all these levels that she can get in the month of July. So she needs to understand, and you need to help her break that down. Like $500 party, that would be 10 different orders, $50 a piece. And in order to get 10 different orders, you might have to have 50 people invited maybe in order to get 10 people to come through and order. So it's just little things like that, helping them go through that. And then I'm hoping y'all can see this. I think y'all can. Okay. And then tip number 3 is you have her start inviting her friends in the way that her friends want to be invited. And I guess that's the tricky part, is she may Facebook message them. She may text them. She may call them because they're really good friends and they like to really chat a lot. And her friends would feel better about that. And this right here, this little graphic, is also some really neat things. Send a picture of you and your kiddos with Usborne, a quick message about the party. I had one of my hostesses, she actually did go live and shared the books and shared her enthusiasm with her friends. So it's completely up to them, but giving them those options and giving them those ideas, because my hostess wouldn't have gone live if I didn't tell her that that could be a good thing to do. So that would really help a lot. And also ask her, how many outside orders are you going to get? It's because you have the expectation that they're going to get outside orders. And decide if you're going to mail a hostess packet. I like sending hostess packets because I think, again, the party, they get more excited about that. And then ask her how many bookings she can get. And we're going to talk about that. Here, then this next little slide right here is the use the party bonus bucks. And with this, one of the things that you've got $50 in bonus books that are only going to cost you 35%. So they're only going to cost you $8.75 as a consultant. So you get to pick and choose how you're going to use that. You can not have it cost you anything and give her little levels. You know, if you get 25 RSVPs, I'm going to give you $25 in free books. That might cost you, and you can tell her $25 in free books, it'll cost you $5. You know, you can tell her it'll cost you $5, and then it doesn't cost you as the consultant anything. It's up to you what you want to do. I talked a little bit about this, and we can have questions in the chat box when you look at this, but it's up to you. You got $50 you can play with, and you can see these little things. You can get $10 free for getting 25 RSVPs. If you give them levels to reach, And all of a sudden they'll want, oh, well, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do this, and they'll get even more. So anyway, those are just things to think about. Have your hostess encourage them to, if you're doing a school party, to use their email. If you're not doing a school party, I use Evite a lot of times. And Evite's a good way to catch up with people, and you can send reminders, and I've got their email that way. And I have the hostess give me a list of their emails, and I send out the invitation so that I can be in control as to when the emails go out. So that's just a whole nother idea. This was also a good idea. If you can tell your hostess that if they take their cell phone and they take a picture of the reminder that they set up to remind them about the party, then their name can go into a drawing for a special prize. But the hostess has to text it to you, or either, which is even better, the hostess can give you their phone number, give you your phone number, like my phone number is, and give that to your hostess and have them text you the phone number, because that way you got their information. So anyway, that's tip. Tip number 4 is have her send reminders the day of the party. This is so important. I don't care whether it's a birthday party. I don't care what kind of party it is. People forget because they get so busy. Like, I got a call today about a drum lesson that my son has tomorrow. It's on my calendar. I know it's there. But today when he called me, I completely had forgotten about it. So he needed a call and remind me, and that is so important. They can use these little graphics, don't forget to RSVP. They can use it's party day. I like to use with my hostess, if she's making brownies or cookies or something like that the day of the party, I have her take a picture of the cookies or the brownies and text it to her friends. So, margarita party, same thing, just whatever. It doesn't have to be like, oh, it's a reminder. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you. So tip number 5 is have her follow up the day after. This is where she's going to get her biggest payoff if she does the follow up with people, because again, they're busy. I mean, think about your to-do list. You've got 10 different things to do on your to-do list. Well, ordering Usborne books, unfortunately, is probably not number 1 on her to-do list. But if the hostess makes it easier for her and says, hey, you can just tell me what you want, just send me a screenshot, I'll tell the consultant. It makes it really easy. So, and this is some wording the hostess can use too. But also, again, the more you thank the hostess and you thank the people, if they sent you that little reminder right here, and they order the night of the party, then you get to send them a little thank you note the day after, for attending. Again, thank you note for attending with the link to the party, if they still would like to order. And then this is the other thing that I think is really important. It's hard to sometimes get hostesses to do this. See this question down here at the bottom? Do you want to get any books for upcoming gifts or home? They need to ask, because they just think, well, if they're interested, they'll do it. But if they ask and the hostess says no, that she can't, then they can say, yes, that's totally okay. Thank you so much for coming anyway. I totally appreciate it. And make them not feel bad. But if they don't ask and they don't know, then the hostess may feel guilty. So there you go. You don't want you don't want the customer actually to feel guilty. So that way it just makes it so much easier. So there is also, if the hostess can follow up with this message through Facebook or a text and include you on the message in a 3-way text, if somebody has a question, you can answer it right then and there. Makes it really easy. So that is a little bit of your hostess coaching tips. These are just a few things to remember. I don't know if you can see these, but again, this PowerPoint I'm going to put in the tractors thing. But welcome each guest. When they come to the party, you need to make sure you come out of your comfort zone and say, I am so glad you're here, and ask questions about them. Very important, and making them feel important is to ask questions about them. And it could be about their kids, but it doesn't have to be. It could be anything. Do they work outside the home? Just have conversations with them. Give them a way to do a wish list. I have a little form, if you've been in any of my parties, I fill out, where I have people fill it out, and it has names, name. And then I get them to fill this out with the people that, as I go through the books, if they're like, oh, so and so's got a birthday coming up. Then they put their name. And then underneath each of the ones, oh, so and so might really like this bat, or so and so. If you don't put the names, they only buy for their own kids. They don't think about all the other people, like nieces, nephews, things that they can buy for. So the wish list is going to help them think about other people, and it's going to encourage your orders. With Squee, you've got a way to star people at the bottom, or the Facebook. You can just do a wish list for them, but you need to have information about that. Make it easy for them to get the link. That's one of my very first Squee party. I messed up because I didn't put the link to shopping in the chat bar. Yes, they can go to the star list and they can go and get to it. They can do it that way, but especially the very first party, it was a little more complicated. So it would have been so much easier if I had put the eShow link in the chat box as we were going through the party. So I think that's a really important thing, is to keep that in front of them. Make it easy, 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 because if it's easy, they'll get around to it. And that goes to the last tip, is anything they can copy and paste. If you can send them stuff where they can copy and paste it, then they'll do it. So thanks for listening. In the chat box on the side, ask questions as the video is going or in the end, and we will answer them. And we thank you again for coming to the Tractors team meeting. Oh no. Let's see. Stop.